Hello, I'm back with your Leagues 5 Day 12 reveal, and today's all about passives. I think it's a better quality of life reveal. In today's reveal, we have all of the information we need to know about powerful relic passives. So, starting with Tier 1, we're getting a League's experience multiplier of 5x, and items from eligible sources will be twice as common. Also, farming ticks will occur every minute instead of every 5 minutes, so things such as herbs and trees and everything else will grow within 5 to 15 minutes, most likely. I think trees go up to 9 ticks, so I want to say it'll actually be about 10 minutes for a tree to grow, if I'm not mistaken, from the very beginning. Uh, so if you're worried about taking overgrown, you can kind of AFK farming and stand next to a patch all day and get 99 farming fairly quickly with trees if you so want. Um, that alone is a very powerful tier. Minigame points received are boosted by 4 times. Run energy is never drained whilst running. All Clue Scroll relics will drop as stackable Clue Scroll boxes, and clue step progress is saved between clues. So you can collect a bunch of clues if you want to before you start doing them. And we knew about Infinite Run already from previous leagues and the previous mention, so just exciting to not have to worry about run energy depleting. When you unlock your Tier 2 relic, you will also receive a multiplier to your experience that'll go from 5x to 8x. When you receive your Tier 3 relic, this is when things start to go a little bit crazy. Combat experience, including hit points and prayer, receive a 2x multiplier that is affected by your experience modifier. So if you have an 8x multiplier at the time, which you will when you hit Tier 3, you'll actually have a 16 times combat multiplier. You'll be able to max out your combats at that point within a day, most likely, for a lot of people. But it gets better as we continue to talk. You also unlock the bigger and badder Slayer unlock, so you can start getting superior tasks, and this increases the spawn rate of a superior monster from whatever it is at the beginning baseline to 1 in 50, which is extremely common. It's the same as last league. I was often seeing 7 to 10 superiors per task out of RNG, but in general you should likely find about 4 superiors a task on average now for most tasks, 3 to 4. um, you also increase your Slayer points by 5x, and you start getting those Slayer points off of your first task instead of through needing to gather up 5 Slayer tasks. You can immediately start getting those Slayer points towards that Slayer helmet and task extensions. Once you receive your Tier 4 relic, items from eligible sources will be 5 times as common. Minigame points received are boosted by 8x. So what these two mean is last leagues you had to wait till the final tier, Tier 8, to get some of these buffs. I believe it was Tier 8 to get the 5 times as common drop rate, and now you get them as early as Tier 4. So going into bosses won't feel as bad earlier because it felt like you needed to get Tier 8 in order to get like your full potential for loot, and now you can start doing it extremely early and still get that potential loot at its best rate, as well as mini games being boosted by 8x earlier, so you can do things like pest control, soul wars. I'm not sure how those are going to be affected yet, but those are two options. You also get uh, hollowed marks, marks of grace, Brimhaven vouchers, and Stardust at an 8x rate at this point too. So things like the agility boot or the Sage Greaves from yesterday that give you those bonuses kind of gets hurt immediately by today's announcement, because part of the power of that was getting hollowed marks quicker, or marks of grace quicker. And now as early as Tier 4, you're going to be getting 8 times those amounts without the bonus. Of course, adding those boots to it, you're just going to get them even quicker, but I think it's overkill at this point. So that does hurt that relic if you were looking forward to taking it. In your Tier 5 relic unlock, you'll be getting an experience multiplier change from 8x to 12x, which stacks with your combat experience multiplier of 2x from Tier 3, so your combat multipliers for prayer and hit points and every other combat style go from 12x to 24x. So that's a massive experience spike if you're not already maxed in combats. Additionally, If you're going for some of the items from raids, such as Twisted Ancestral Color kits, Holy Ornament kits, the Sanguini Ornament kit, and the Awakener's Orbs, you also get that drop rate modifier of 5x attached to those as well. So that'll likely be some task associated with those as well. So that'll help you to get those quicker. At tier 7, your experience multiplier is increased from 12x to 16x, which again means your combat multiplier will now be 32x. So if you're not maxed out combat by tier 7, it's going to take you an hour or less to finish all of your 99s for combat because you're getting a 32 times multiplier. Additionally, after a little further reading, I can see that all clue scrolls you receive, including clue geodes, clues in a bottle, and clue nest, will drop as stackable clue boxes. And now that I'm looking at it further, those minigame modifiers and the drop rate modifiers don't happen at tier 4 and tier 5. They actually happen right at the beginning of leagues. So if you have a 2x modifier on something, you have a chance to 2x your raids ornament kits, and you also get the modifier immediately on those bonuses to all of the mini games, such as Marks of Grace, Hollowed Marks. Those all start at the 2x or whatever modifier you're currently at. You don't have to get to tier 4 for that to unlock. Those are separate changes down at the bottom right of this. So that was today's league's reveal. It's all about relic passives, and I think some of them are big, especially the combat experience, and everything else was very similar to last league's. It just bumped down, so you're getting it a lot sooner at tier 4 rather than all the way up at tier 7, tier 8 for the most part. You still get big multipliers at tier 7, 12 to 16x, but your drop rates are coming a lot earlier, and you're getting additional 2x combat experience this league, which is just huge. What do you guys think of today's reveals? Let me know in the comments below.